Hello everyone, I'm Hina. I'm a psychotherapist and I warmly welcome you to my channel Deep Healing Center Self Directed Healing. Today is the first episode of my program on relationships. As I learn more about this topic, I will share my research, my client work experiences, and my personal experiences with you on this particular topic. So we will grow together in our understanding of this complex phenomena that is relationships. Relationships are insecure, secure attachments, behaviors of relating, etc. So the approach that I'll be using throughout the program is solution focused approach. So the solution focused approach is how do we shift the dynamics from blame game to self healing approach. There is enough research to support the fact that primary relationship parent child bondings forms a pattern for future relationships. And also, we know that human beings are born with the need to connect with the loved one, etc. It's such an important need, it's considered one of the survival needs. So, neuroscience advances have enhanced our understanding of relationship and strengthened the importance of attachment theory. And it's a theory by John Ballboy, and how we are hardwired to connect to people. So, connecting to people is something that comes like organically. Attachment theory is a very important theory. It's a neuroscience backed theory, and it consists of two types of attachments: securely attached attachments, secure attachments, and insecure attachments. Now, secure attachments are the kind of attachments in which the value is being given to the relationship, the value is given to trust. There is ability to feel equality, give and receive comfort, and strengthening of trust in bond. Now, what is insecure attachment? Insecure attachment is no equality. The other person cannot accept the influence of the other person, and there is this set alarm in the brain due to our childhood trauma that the person and that set alarm sort of like triggers primal panic kind of a condition, and tells us that the other person is not available to them. Now, types of insecure attachments are avoidant attachment, preoccupied attachment, ambivalent attachment, and disorganized attachment. There is a little bit of explanation on these. Now, avoidant attachment is when the vulnerability is being feared by spouse, feared by when one spouse shows vulnerability, it is feared by the other spouse. Preoccupied style is they keep on, as the name states, that they keep on thinking about the relationship, whether the relationship is okay or it's not okay. They have all the concerns around the relationships. Ambivalent attachments are somehow like you keep on coming in and out of the avoidant attachment and preoccupied attachment styles. So if the person is unclear whether to connect, whether not to connect, there is a push and pull dynamics. Disorganized is when the parents were extremely confusing, and the child is there is some kind of a severe trauma in the child. Some insecure attachments in relationships. We will be discussing them in detail, how some insecure attachments play part in our relationships. Now, I have this understanding that how I'm going to progress with this topic is with the understanding that you are already in a relationship and there is something that seems not right to you in that relationship, and probably that's why you're watching this video. So there are two main points that I will focus on when I will be talking about these insecure attachment styles. First of all, there is a cycle. Now that you are in a relationship, there is a cycle that is repeating, and the same stuff is happening over and over again. I have this assumption, I am already holding on to this understanding. And the other point that I'll be talking about is co-create. So co-create, normally we, it's because this is a self-directed healing program. We want to shift the focus onto actually shift the focus into self-directed healing from the blame game. So that's why co-create is means, as the name states, that both parties take part in creating that cycle. Some people say that something is wrong with this person, and he is not ready to listen to me. He is just so such a wall like a person. He is such an emotionally unavailable person. Will point out towards the emotional unavailability of that person. We will say that you are flawed. He or she is so clueless in what's going on in our relationship, and we sort of like keep on saying things like, he needs to, in order to bring change in the relationship, he has to change, he has to do things, he has to become emotionally available. And in this effort, we somewhere try to belittle them also. We find them as the flawed one. You feel the other person feels belittled, and you're actually eroding the trust. That we can talk about later. By doing this, you actually are eroding the trust in the other person. You feel your assessment is the right way, and you know the right way, and you are the healed one, and the other person needs to change, and the other person doesn't know anything. We immerse ourselves in proving how wrong the other person is. We constantly retell the story of the wrongs the other person is, and how bad he treats us. He doesn't listen to me. I request him to change. He's not ready to accept. He's not ready to change. We keep on telling these stories. First, we will talk to one friend for 1 hour on the phone, and after having a nice cup of tea, we'll call another friend and we tell the same story to that friend again, and we are playing as a victim. So, this is because of our attachment trauma. It's our childhood rage. How can we tell one story repeatedly again and again? It's why it's already such a it's something so impossible to believe, but yes, it's happening. Why are you repeating it? It's many people do it for years. Why? Because of our attachment trauma. It's in our nervous system. It's our primal panic. This looping goes on, and it turns into a dysfunctional pattern where you are the right one, you are the healed one, and the other person needs to bring that change, needs to end this cycle, needs to do something about this relationship. So the other person is at fault, and we expect him to change. We want to change the other person as our declaration of love. This rage is in our attachment trauma, and we project it onto the other person. This cycle goes on for couples for like many years. Sadly, it is so painful, because going through this cycle can be so painful, because you're consistently revisiting your childhood trauma and your rage, and you're consistently in that pain. But this is the insecure attachment that we were formed, and this is the dysfunctional cycle that is on a halt, that is stuck there. Here we need to see, we really need to see the cycle. We need to step back. We really need to step back where we expect the other person to change, bring that change in relationship. We are the healed one. We really need to step back and take a sobering look at the situation. We need, now here is where co-create comes. We need to take responsibility of picking up an emotionally unavailable person. Now I would say, why would I pick an emotionally unavailable person? I never picked an emotionally unavailable person. Yes, you did pick an emotionally unavailable person. Now why? Okay, it could be because of your past family relationship, past childhood family relationship, and due to that you are actually emotionally unavailable person yourself. All of this stuff is really complicated, and because of your fear of being with an emotionally available person, you attracted an emotionally unavailable person. So your emotional collaboration gauge needs a reset. Your emotional collaboration gauge is actually it's actually needs a reset. So when you got in the relationship, you had your blinders on. All this doesn't mean that because you are emotionally unavailable with each other, that doesn't mean that the other person is right. No, the other person can be a completely manipulative alcoholic, someone who cheats on you, just has multiple of bad wrong things going on. But we are taking the responsibility here onto ourselves in being part of co-creating this cycle where the other person is emotionally unavailable and you are as well emotionally unavailable. You chose this emotionally unavailable person in your life with your blinders on, and your blinders were on because, and when your blinders were on, you exaggerated your sexual relating uh, and called it this high sexual relating, you called it as a very intimate close love relationship. Why would you do that? That is because you're scared of intimacy. When both the partners are scared of intimacy or relating with each other in vulnerability, they actually exaggerate their sexual relating, and they at the same time they want to be in a relationship, they want to be in the comfort that they are in relationship, so that's why they normally exaggerate this point. Secondly, your blinders were on and you distorted the reality by projecting your longing onto the other person. You had this sitting longing inside yourself for years and years, and you wanted to free yourself from this longing. And you got into this relationship. You merged yourself with this person. You got in it with full force as to projecting your longing onto this person and wanted you to free from your longing. No, it's gonna happen by your own healing process. Other reason for distortion of reality is the love cocktail hormone. Due to the blinders and love hormone, after maybe 2 years, you say, what is this person? Who is this person? He has changed. You're real. He's not the same person I met. Is this the person I met like 2 years back? Actually, you had your blinders on. And you really need to wake up. Please stop. These factors stop us from stepping back and taking a prudent look at the situation. and we come into this cycle of how he needs to change, and you are the healed one begins. After 2 years, this cycle starts, how he has changed and how you are the healed one and how he needs to change. And this whole cycle comes into being. And these factors, this is a dysfunctional cycle, and we create a no-win situation here. By being part of this cycle, we are in a no-win situation. You will not see you will keep on trying different things. You will try to make this marriage work. You will try different methods to make it work. And unfortunately, so sad, so painful it is for me even to say that sometimes for 5 years, 2 years, 20 years, the need to change this person, there you will try everything to repair this relationship from the need to change this person, and you will not actually see the impossibility to be together. And you will keep on thinking that I will have to make it work. You will sort of like you will see how much this person needs to change, and you will blame the person, and you will convey that the other person is flawed. You will belittle the other person, you will use bad language, you will tell him how damaged he is. This is an environment of insecure attachment style. This is not an environment of a secure attached style. It's not an environment of nurture and grow. Here you both are being led by your woundedness and your attachment trauma. You can take the overwhelm of the truth that this relationship will not go anywhere. You picked the wrong person. You both don't have skills to end the relationship. Instead of accepting it, you will fight to change the relationship. You will try to change the other person. You will try to fix the relationship. And sadly, it hurts my heart. Deeply, it hurts my heart. It's a reoccurring pattern for 20 years, maybe sometimes 14 years, sometimes 11 years, sometimes 2 years. So even like this pattern will keep on reoccurring for years. We try to fix things. Let's stay in the mess. Let's try to fix. This is the question that will keep on interrupting our moving forward. So the question is, can it be repaired? From as little experiences that I have and what I have seen through different relationships, no, you can't repair it. Wake up. It's not a big whoop. It's not a big whoop to end. It's not the end of the world to end this relationship. You need to really take an approach of self-directed healing. You really need to connect with your woundedness to actually have that healing process and to actually heal from this repairing part. It's you need to this is the you can beautifully have a closure to this relationship, and then you can try different things. You have tried different things that have not worked. In fact, if I believe if you will even try a new thing, it will in fact will be to reinforce the denial that you have been reinforcing from so many years. In order to move forward, you need to learn the skill on how to end the relationship. You really need to learn the skill on how to end the relationship and create a plan to move forward. So I hope you liked my talk on the relationships of insecure, especially how we talked about insecure attachment styles and how these insecure attachment styles play are in spousal relationships. If you liked what I have talked about, please like my channel, and I hope to see you with my next video on the same relationships topic. Thank you. Bye.